All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Harakak Radash Ma'amah. Double honors to elder apostles, great millstone, and my elder heroine as well. Salutation to the occupant of pushing the truth to sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Kanak to Amba Yasharala from the Lions and Yasharala camp. This is another Lions Den news and prophecy. So here we go. This is Second Ezra 15:1. It says, Behold, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And we all know this. Those that are in the know that believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, that his words are faithful and true. Shall none of his words return unto him void. All right. It says, verse 3, it says, Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Right. So now, this is probably about my third or fourth video I'm putting out about what's going on over in the Pacific. All right. Let me pull something up over real quick. Um, and so, but we still got some more stuff happening over there. All right. So now, let me see. I'm trying to pull up a map real quick so I can have a visual. All right. So I'm looking at the Pacific, right? And I'm looking at the way how America is, keep sending vessels over there by, let me see, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Japan, which all those are off the coast of China, right? And you have what's going on between India and Pakistan. Well, I don't know the situation with that. But then you have what's going on with the nuclear talks with Iran and Israel ready to strike. And then you have what's going on in Ukraine. You see that? So now you have the USS George Washington, um, and the Nimitz, and then they sent the lesson that I did yesterday. They sent the what's the name of that thing called? Well, that part's not important. Um, More than likely this article is going to talk about all the major moves and development that America's been doing over there in the Pacific, bordering mainly off the coast of China. All right, you have both of them doing military exercises, flexing their muscles over in that region. Then you have the situation with Taiwan and Japan, Taiwan and China, and don't forget about the Koreas. All that's where is that? Hold on one second. All that's over there also. All right, so let's get into the article real quick. Trying to focus my map and look at something real quick. Okay. Yeah, so everything's over there in that region. You have a lot that's happened on the coast of Philippines, um, Taiwan, Japan. You got North and South Korea all in the mix of there, and China, as I said before. All right. So let's get into the article real quick. It says the U.S. has dispatched long range bombers capable of carrying up to 70,000 pounds of nuclear weapons to its military hub in the Western Pacific. All right, pretty much that's probably going to supply all like the two nuclear submarines that they have over the nuclear. Well, they do have two nuclear submarines because they got two nuclear powered aircraft carriers over there in that area. And it's like this, they're setting up for a conflict. Um, it's like they're setting up for a conflict with China. And I remember a few years ago, the elder Maharawan doing a lesson on dealing with a was it either Klaus Schwab or George Soros. I can't figure out which one because he did one on both, but I'm trying to figure out which one said that basically just roughly paraphrasing that they're moving the United States out of the way as being the economic or financial powerhouse or hegemony on the earth and replacing them with China. I think it was 'cause he said America's going to be slowly circling the drain. See that? So hold on one second, computer. So basically you're just witnessing this happening, right? But what they fail to realize is that it's not even them doing it. It's Yahweh Shimi Awashai that's setting everything up. You see that? It says Anderson Air Force Base located in Guam. All right, where's Guam at on this? Yeah, Guam is a island out in the Pacific. All right, off the coast of the Philippines. It says Anderson Air Force Base located in Guam serves as a strategic staging area for projecting power across the region as part of the second island chain, a maritime checkpoint aimed at deterring potential Chinese naval expansion. See that? It says, and then China built those uh man-made islands off the coasts. Yeah, I think they did that like around what 2017 or something like that. All right, it says this coincides with the United States redeployment of its Nemesis ship sinking missile system. That's the lesson I did yesterday. In the Philippines, as part of a strategic war games involving the Philippines, South Korea, Japan, and the UK. It says these drills, dubbed exercise, uh, man, this should be Kamandag 9, will continue until June, emphasizing the global importance of maritime security. Meaning they just want to really control the waters. Talking about maritime security. All right. It says the value of fostering multinational maritime domain. No, not multinational, just America. Because that's why they try to have hegemony over the whole earth, have dominion over the whole earth. It says multinational maritime domain awareness and a shared commitment to peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region, according to U.S. Marine Corps. Like, but America is the only one that's posing any threats, though. They're posing a threat to North Korea with the way they're staging everything, and a threat to China mainly, right? North Korea ain't really nowhere in the picture right now. I mean, they are with their involvement with sending troops over there to Russia to aid in the war against Ukraine. But right now, I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of stuff brewing up between China and the United States, man. We've talked this before. We had this thing called Chinese eminence domain, to where like if America defaulted on their debt, that I get that because China is one of the biggest debt holders of the American debt. All right, America owes China so much money, but if they default on that, China can take away land. And it was said that they done bought up a whole bunch of farmland here in the United States anyway. All right, so now once you own the land, you own the people of the land, right? And you know, I had a dream, oh, years ago. This was probably about 8 years ago, maybe a little bit more, maybe about 8 to 10 years ago. And to where like it was the destruction and everything. Well, no, it wasn't destruction. It was like martial law and stuff was going on, and it was chaos everywhere. And me and some of the camp and our families were in this like an abandoned Walmart, was just like what I'm saying, just camping out, like seeking refuge. And like we were taking different um uh posts on watch, and I forgot who was on watch, but I ended up waking up. This is all part of the dream. Waking up while they were on watch and walking around to see what was going on, and I seen like a little blue flame, like how you see at the bottom of the ladder, but it was like communicating with me, and it begged me to follow it, and I followed it. And it's crazy part about it, I could see like I was part of that thing, whatever it was. So what happened was like I was about to come to this corner, and it told me to stop, and it pointed, and when I pointed, it's like I could look around the corner, but couldn't nobody see me, right? And it was a bunch of Chinese troops, and nobody had never really, said anything, or what I'm saying, about China and America going at it, you know. But then the next day, there was a news clipping, saying that there's conflict between China. Bottom line, all these nations are going to turn against America, man. It doesn't matter. You have the BRICS nation forming a financial alliance. So really, that's what that's going to do is once because I remember talking to the elder about this. Once China's able to, like, right now, the only reason why they're holding on, they could really crush the American economy by just ditching the dollar, because they're one of the biggest debt holders of the dollar, right? But it wouldn't be lucrative for them to do at this moment. But there's gonna become a point where it's gonna be like, all right, let's do it, and they're gonna dump that shit. And once that happens, because right, if they do it right now, it'll have a global shutdown, right? It will affect everybody. It'll be hard to rebound from it because the dollar still has a lot of power in the earth. So they're waiting on the right opportunity to be able to do that. It's gonna happen. They're gonna crush it, but America is gonna have a response for it. They're gonna create a digital. Everybody's gonna go digital, and they're gonna create a digital form of the dollar, right? So when they create the digital form of the dollar, that's what's gonna bring in Revelation 13 and 16. Once everything goes digital, now they can move forward with their plan, all right? But they have to they they have to get that in place before they really, really, really start war, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so, or it could happen in the middle of the war, but but the America's not going to get hit until um, um America's not going to be destroyed until that MOTB is pushed. You see that? So going back to the article, it says the U.S. Air Force has deployed its second bomb wing B-52H bomber unit, typically based at Louisiana's Barksdale Air Force Base, posting a video indicating that an unspecified number of bombers have been sent to Guam. A number of them bitches. They holding 70,000 pounds of nuclear weapons or nuclear. Yeah, what was it? Nuclear. Slovakia. Yeah, 70,000 pounds of nuclear weapons, man. All right, it says the video's captions notes that the BTF missions offer opportunities to train and collaborate with regional allies and partners across different combatant command areas of operations. Earlier this year, the Anderson Air Force Base welcomed another deployment of four B-1B bombers. Unlike the nuclear-capable B-52H, these bombers can carry up to 75,000 pounds of conventional weapons, reports the Express. With Chinese warships conducting drills in the region and threatening an imminent strike on Taiwan, tensions are currently high. See that? And it's all about gaining leverage because there's a fear that China's going to annex Taiwan because those are Chinese people, right? But they're sided with America. So those are fears. So what are they doing? America's flexing its muscles. See that? And China's doing the same thing. They're not backing down. China is called, according to the amount of ships, I think it is, China has the biggest navy in the world. See that? So, it's something, something's going on over there. Like they ain't putting forth this amount of force for nothing, man, just for shits and giggles. They're setting up for something, man. You know, ultimately, we need to see the bear in Revelation 13, which is Russia, turn and start to attack the United States, right? And then it's on. It's over after that because the bear is what's going to be the one that's used to take this place down. And pressure from the bear is going to cause um, uh, the dragon or the beast to turn and hate the whore. So you're going to immediately see um, pretty much everybody turning against America. But you know what I'm saying? To see this stuff transpiring um, over there in the Pacific, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep a close eye on it, see what, you know what I'm saying, what it leads up into. But America's spinning its wheels, man. It's involved with what's going on in Iran, with Israel. It has its involvement with what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, and it has its involvement with what's going on in Taiwan. So America's stretched so thin that they're not going to be able to really afford to go to war with anybody. See that? So just wanted to touch on that a little bit. We're going to see what comes about in the near future. I'm not gonna read this whole article. There's a little bit left, but I'll put, if I can remember in post production, I'll put a copy of this article in the description box if anybody wanted to take a look at it and do any kind of lesson on their own. But just wanted to touch on that a little bit on the things that's brewing over there in the Pacific, man. Is they're flexing their muscles for some reason, and Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna let us know what's all that's about. Our Lord willing, this lesson edify and serve His purpose for the hope of the elect, the one that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai. With that, like I said, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harikak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Heroin as well. Salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth, to sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Shalom.